you're going to receive so much value from what I'm going to talk about today. This one thing that I didn't do was making me feel so discombobulated, demotivated. I felt lost. I didn't know what to do. This one thing that is most likely probably missing from your life, especially if you felt the way that I felt, that I just described, then this one thing will more or less solve all of those feelings, right? And without further ado, I ain't gonna waste any time. We're gonna get straight into it. So this one thing that you've been missing that you need to do today, right, to really put yourself back on track, to be motivated, to feel like, you know, you're driving towards your purpose, to get out the best version of you. This one thing is a vision and a plan. Now, a vision, I like to keep it simple. A vision is basically where you see yourself in 3 years' time. I like to do 3-year windows because, to me, unless you're creating, you know, I don't know, unless you're creating something that literally requires 20 years, so like becoming a footballer or something, starting from scratch, right, that literally requires a certain amount of years. But even then, that can necessarily be cut down, you know, if you really wanted to. Anyway, for me, 3 years' time is an optimal time for you to be able to achieve pretty much anything, right? In a 3-year window, you can make a good, solid plan and a vision, right? Because after you extend it to 3 years, it can now become inefficient. You know, you're wasting time and you're allowing yourself to give space. Make it a 3-year plan. What you would do with this 3-year plan, right? You're not just going to write, oh yeah, in 3 years' time, you know, that's exactly what I want to do. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be. No, you're going to break it up into the first month, the third month, 6th month, 12 months, which is a year, obviously. Then you would do a 2-year and then a 3-year plan. But what you're going to do is you're going to write, okay, in the first month, what is it that I'm going to try and do to achieve? What do you want by the end of the first month, right? You write that, and then you write, okay, this is more or less the plan for the first month. This is what I'm going to be doing to work towards it. Then the third month, right? What do you want by the end of 3 months, right? The same thing. How you're going to try to achieve those things, the plan with that. Do the same for 6 months. How you're going to achieve, what would you have achieved in the 6th month? And then go again to 12 months, you know, so on and so forth, right? When it comes to the end of the first 12 months, then you go on to do the same thing 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months again. Now, what this will do for you, I cannot describe how valuable this is. This will put things straight into perspective. You're not wasting time anymore. You're not thinking, oh, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm headed. And the crazy thing is, you feel naturally fired up. The moment you do this, you feel naturally fired up. If you're saying, okay, by the end of year 3, I want to be a, I don't know, like a lawyer that's passed the bar and whatnot, this and that. And also I want to have the best body that I've ever had. And then on top of that, I also want to have this amount of money in my bank account. Let's just say you saved, I don't know, 150,000, something like that. Could be a lot more. But still, the point is, you know what it is that you want, and every other thing you're doing starts to fade away because it's like, I don't need to do this anymore. This is not helping me towards my goal. This and that. And actually, you'll feel happier because it's like, oh, you actually feel like you are closer to being that person that has all those things. Wow. So that's the vision. And then that's also the plan. They go hand in hand. Now, on my channel, I also talk a lot about giving yourself feedback and then also taking accountability. Most likely what's going to happen is, because this happened to me, is when you start, within even the first month, I made my plan for the 3-year plan. I did exactly what I said. And within the first month, I didn't achieve those things that I achieved. And it even like, I beat myself up for it. But I realized you also need to be able to adapt. That plan that you have is going to need to be changed. It's not going to be able to just, life isn't just, nobody can determine what exactly is going to happen tomorrow. Life isn't that way. But what you can do is adjust. Okay, I tried to do this didn't work. Why didn't it work, right? And how can I prevent that problem from happening again? Or how can I adjust the plan so that it's still in favor of that 3-year end goal, right? Or that 6-month end goal, 12-month end goal. So adjustments going to need to be made after you start actually doing this. And then on top of that, there's also going to be your own, I don't want to say vices, but your own roadblocks that you're going to come across. So you're actually going to come across things that you have been doing, or things that necessarily you've been seen as like a weakness or a habit or whatever it is. It could be a person in your life that causes you to, you know, not go closer towards your goal, towards your dream. A habit of like eating so much junk food and stuff like that. Whatever it can be literally anything, right? I want you to, when you come across a problem that has stopped you, I want you to note it down. And then I want you to look at that roadblock, whatever that thing is. Let's say it's, I always crave junk food, right? If you always crave junk food, then what you can do is, okay, look at it. Why is it that I always crave junk food? Let's say the reason is because I've just always known to always eat junk food. Like, that's what I've always known to eat. Okay. How can you prevent that from happening again? Or better yet, because one thing we actually don't realize is the things that hold us back the most is actually what propels us the most. If you think back to times when you had something really bad happen to you because of something you've been overlooking, or it's a bad habit, those they're really bad things, but then they tend to turn into the most efficient time of your life, like a time where, okay, you propelled into something new. So you can also look at the roadblocks and be like, okay, I keep eating junk food. Why do I keep eating junk food? I've always known to eat junk food. How can I then turn this into something that is my advantage, right? Because our roadblocks have been put there for a reason, but they've been put there for us to learn something about ourselves, and also, you know, challenge ourselves and become something not new, but develop, right? So that thing that happened, or that habit that you have, or whatever, can actually be used to get you closer to your goal. So you then now need to think, okay, how can I then use this junk food problem that I have as a way to get me closer to my goal? Okay, every time that I crave the junk food, I can obviously replace it with something else, but then also on top of that, I can actually use that as a reminder of, okay, I'm now this new person. I'm now using this as a way to prove to myself that I'm this new person. I think it's a lot more to do with your perspective on that particular thing. Don't see it as something bad. See it as an opportunity to be able to get closer to your goal. And I think with that sort of mindset, when you look at every obstacle in your life that way, you can't lose, right? And you do this with everything. Don't let your mind tell you, oh yeah, no, this is a bad thing. Nothing actually is bad. Everything is an opportunity. So that is what I wanted to go and talk about today. I hope there was some value in that, because, you know, the whole vision and plan thing is so important, like for me, you know. And also, I forgot to mention, yes, as a bonus tip, you should also regularly, daily in fact, be looking at that plan, that 1 month plan, that 3-year plan, and also seeing it, right? Obviously, there's a lot in the YouTube space, and there's a lot on the internet about, you know, manifestation, and what you think about is what you get and stuff like that. So yeah, you want to get yourself regularly thinking about it. You want to be in that space, because that's when you can create something, when you're focused in that space. So just look at it every day, and then also see it. If you can feel it, even better. But yeah, then after that, you know, we get straight into it and start doing what is required of you to do. Simple as. So yeah, that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. if you did and you got something to say, please drop something in the comments. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to like-minded people downstairs in the comments. Show some love. If you're new here, subscribe as well if you enjoy my content. And yeah, without further ado, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.